Hey guys, welcome back to Rule the World. Now, we've defeated the Gaia Guardian a whole bunch of times while we were away, and we've got a whole bunch of loot that we're going to go through. But before we do that, what I want to do is, and I've been waiting to do this for so long, what I want to do is build a castle. That's right, we're going back to my first YouTube video ever, and we're going to try and upgrade what we did there. Basically, I've set up a whole bunch of blocks that I'm going to show you in a second, and we're going to build a cool castle to sit right in the middle of our kingdom. We're going to put it in this large flat space over where the quarry is, so let's get back to it. Right, so take a look here. Now what I've done is I've put down one of each block that I want to use for the castle. I might use more than what's here. For example, I haven't put down any nether brick steps or nether brick blocks, and I might use some of that because I've got a few nether bricks lying around. But this is predominantly what I'm going to go for. Now we've got iron bars and cobblestone walls. We've got some stone brick stairs and some cobble stairs, and some chiseled and normal stone brick. Also, we've used the chisel mod to make some chiseled cobblestone. We've got some fancy oak chiseled planks here, regular logs. Also got some stairs and some normal planks. We've also got some glass blocks, some glass panes, a fence post, and some dark oak and dark oak logs and chiseled dark oak, just in case we want to kind of spruce things up with a darker shade of wood than the plain old normal wood that we got here. Right, well that seems to be everything that we're going to need. So let's get to it and get building a castle. Right, so it's time to finally build the castle. I've been waiting for this for quite some time, and I'm really glad to be able to get started. Now I've got a nice selection of bricks. I've got that chiseled cobblestone that looks so sharp. It's got a nice contrasting dark grey to it that really works well with, I think, the stone bricks that I've also prepared. I've got all kinds of other things prepared, like slabs and iron bars, fences, all the wood I'm bound to need. But the first thing I want to do, and the first thing I do with any build pretty much, is put down some foundations on the floor. Now, what are these foundations? Well, the first thing I'm doing is the main body of the castle. Now, if you've seen my first video I ever did, Let's Build a Castle, that's very, very similar to what we're going to be building here. So the main body of the castle is going to be this square kind of room, and that's going to be the Banquet Hall, where we host all of the giant feasts and come back when we've had a victorious day in battle. We host a large feast, a large banquet, and gather all the lords of the realm and the biggest NPCs and the most important people of the kingdom can come and join me for feasts and for ale and for entertainment. But it is a castle, and it doesn't really feel like a castle unless there's cylindrical towers. So I drew some Minecraft circles at the back, on the left and the right, and they're going to be towers that reach up taller than the main segment of the building, in the main square room. Now, how many towers are going to be in this build? The original plan was 2. But what I think I'm going to do is add a third one at the back behind the main square of the castle, and then I'm going to link them all up with some bridges. And I'm going to hang tapestries and heraldry from these towers and from these bridges. And I'm really going to decorate this place to be a real nice high fantasy castle. Now again, the main entrance as well is going to stick out a little bit. And one of the most important things and valuable assets that I've accrued and gained in my journeys and through playing is the Builder's Wand. It's so useful, and it lets me build up these walls really quickly. Now, detail is going to be one of the things that comes last. I know you're going to look at these walls and think there's so many things wrong with this. It's just too flat. There's not enough detail gone into it. It just feels so stale and so drab. But don't worry, we're going to come back with cobblestone stairs, fence posts, logs, and just add in all that detail at the end to make the build look a little bit different and a little bit special. Now, with the walls around the outside of the castle, at first I thought I was going to build some big, huge walls to defend the castle, but then I realized that's not really the case. The town itself is well defended with those walls. We're going to have to build more of them because at the moment they kind of don't really circle the entire area. But the castle itself here doesn't need that much in the way of defense. So we've just gone for this stone brick kind of wall fence, and we're using iron bars in between the pillars because that's a look we've done before, and we found that it works. Now, I really wanted to do the garden as well. Since we're only doing the bottom half of the castle this episode, because to do it justice, I don't want to squeeze the whole build into one episode. We're going to spend 2 episodes doing this whole build. It's going to be really cool, eventually. But for this build, we're going to work on the garden out front as well. So I'm using these peonies and rose bushes that I had lying around, mixed with some oak leaves as hedges. And I'm keeping the trodden dirt and cobblestone look of the kingdom, and I'm driving it all the way to the front door. So that when we want to get here in a rush, we can just speed along the trodden dirt highway and get there in a flash. Now, I'm not sure about making a kind of bridge to get up to the Princess's Sky Island, but I think the tower at the back might reach up high enough for me to be able to build a bridge, or at least a way to parkour. Oh, maybe actually an idea might be to build some sky islands and have a little parkour game where I have to jump up to her island to get there. That might be kind of cool. Now, as you can see, I'm doing the banquet hall inside as well. I've put down dark oak wooden planks, the chiseled ones, as the floor, and I've used dark oak wooden logs to build a balcony and walkway around the edge of the main banquet hall. I've built stairs as well over here on the left and the right to get up to the balcony so there's a way up there. But I think what I'm probably going to do is, like I've said, use the outside towers on the left and right. And what they're going to be is predominantly staircases and just access towers to the rest of the castle. Now, the roof is going to have some skylights to offer lighting. And I think, honestly, that's the best way of lighting up a room during the day. It's not going to work at night, and we're going to need a lot of torches in here. But definitely during the day, it's going to be a very bright room indeed. And because the second tower has kind of like a secondary access on the roof of the main building, I'm building this nice little stairway section to get up to the main back tower. And the back tower, I think, is probably where my living accommodation is going to be, and where I'm going to hang out, put my bed, and all of my personal effects. Now, the theme I've gone for with this cast is pretty generic. It's just a castle at the end of the day. I want it to remain true to the rest of the builds that we've got going on. So it's going to just use wood, cobble, and stone brick. That's going to be the chief design going forwards. The glass that I'm going to use, though, is going to be a mix of the colours that we use on our sigil. And that green and white. I think green and white is very much the colour theme of our kingdom here. So the stained green glass and the stained white glass is going to come in super handy when I start putting the windows in on the main towers and the back tower in the end. Right, and there we go. I think that's us pretty much done for this episode as far as the building goes. Now, as you can see, I've made a few changes with the detail. The windows have gone in, and we're using iron bars on the bottom, and the windows on the middle floor are open to the air. It's a well-lit room, it's a well-lit castle. But next episode, we're really going to get down and dirty and start putting in the detail a bit more. But now let's land, and I'll take you through some of the decor that I'm going to add inside. Okay, there we go, guys. It's not quite finished, as you can see, but I've got about roughly, I'd say, not even half of the castle done, more like 30%, because I've done the bottom half, then I've got to do the top half, but then I want to go around again and get some kind of like trimming done on the edges of the castle, add a little bit of detail here and there, because at the front of the castle, this wall section here, I don't know, I feel like this could be a bit brighter, a bit more defined, like a bit more of a gap between the fence posts and the bottom of the wall. Maybe put some steps there or some slabs. But what I have done is decorate the garden, because I think decorating the garden and putting these hedges in, as well as this cool fountain here, really kind of add to the outside feel of the castle. And I think without this, it would look very, very, very bare and barren. And also, you can see I added those eucalyptus trees around the edge. They look pretty cool too. I'm pretty happy with those. But I've added a few things inside, so let me take you on a walkabout on the internals of the castle, and I can show you what I've done so far. So we've got these big tables, because we're going to have big banquets here, maybe one day, so we want big tables to entertain all of our guests and subjects. All the important NPCs are going to hang out with me, the champions, the farmers, the miners, the blacksmith, everything like that, and Princess Eldrifin as well, can come and visit too if she wants. Now, there's no detail on the walls inside at all, but don't worry, that will change eventually. It's just for the time being, focusing on the structure and the outside of the castle. But yeah, what we're going to do is up here, we're going to have another table for the most important guests up here, and also probably a throne. Now, I'm not a king yet, but I reckon what we'll do is we'll add like a nice big kind of throne for me to sit on, and we'll have like big sigils and flags up the side. But this building itself, this kind of part of the castle, is going to reach up much higher. Now I've got fly mode on because I've got my wings. So I'll show you what else we've got around here. Now, of course, we've got the coat of arms on the front of the castle, just showing exactly what we stand for. We've got window decoration and crenellations. Now, we can fly through these at the moment, but I'm going to put glass in here and just use them as skylights, because that plus the windows and the torches that I've had dotted around mean there's plenty of light in here. If we press F7 though, you can see, whoa, actually hang on a sec, some really rude dudes could spawn in here at any time, especially on the red bits. So what we're going to have to do is put down some torches in the middle, I think, just to make sure that's all lit up. But yeah, if I take you on a walk for the rest of it, now, there's no living chambers at all, right? So if I want to put a bed in here, I'm going to be out of luck because there's nowhere for me to live. But what I'm going to do is this big building here, this is going to reach up. It's going to be a nice big bit of the castle. There's going to be these 2 towers as well. We're going to connect all 3 with some sky bridges, and they're going to look really cool. Can't wait to get to work on those. But I'm going to have the main living chambers for me be up here in this main square tower. And then these towers are going to reach up high as well. And I'm not sure what we're going to put in these towers, if there's any point to put anything in them really at all. But what we're going to use is we're probably going to use these towers as staircases, and probably this is going to be the way to get to the main tower, because I don't want to put in like any way to get to the main tower from the banquet hall. You can get to the balcony up here. Oh, yeah, we need to fill in those skylights because it's raining through those. But this is definitely going to be, just the dining area, and there's going to be the bedroom, but I can't think of anything else that I want to put in these towers. So what I want you guys to do is tell me what you think I should put in the castle, what other rooms we need, to give me some ideas on how I'm going to flesh out the castle and finish it up. But I think next episode we're going to reach even higher with the towers, and work up and see if we can finish up this build. But that's been it for Rule the World, guys. So if you want to see more, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time when we finish up the castle and get it properly built. Take care.